Hey, welcome back to Karen's Papercraft. Thank you very much for watching. While I was working on this card, I thought wouldn't it be cool to have a matching box for the card. So I came up with this one. Now today's video is about the box and how you can get the scalloped edges on. I have another video on how to make and colour these flowers, and I'll put a link to that at the end of this video. And I have a bonus for you, a bonus idea at the end, so keep watching. I'm going to start with the box. This is a piece of basic white, just ordinary basic white, not the thick version, because that will be too cumbersome to fold and to cut. On this side you can see that I've drawn two pencil lines. This one is, let me just check my notes, this is 2 3/4 inches from one side, and this is 1.5 inches from that side, which is 7 centimeters and 4 centimeters. And by the way, this is 11 by 7 1/8, or if you like 28 by 18 centimeters. And I'm going to do the stamping first. I'm using my soft succulent. I'm going to stamp off as well. And I'm using the stamp from the Colour and Contour set, and I'm using the one that is normally used to fill in the flower. I'm going to use this as my background stamp. I've drawn these pencil lines because there is no need to stamp all over the paper, because you're going to put the Designer Series paper scalloped edges on top of that later on. First let me just clean my stamp. Meanwhile this can dry and I can erase my pencil lines. And then I'm ready to do the scoring. I'm keeping this wider side at the top because that's going to be the top of the box that folds over. And so with a long side top you're going to score at 3.5 inches, 5 1/4, 8 3/4, and 10 1/2. Then you make a quarter turn and you're going to score at 1 1/8 inch, at 4 7/8, and the final score line here is at 6 5/8. So this is the basis for the box. Then you need a piece of Designer Series paper, 12 inches by 5 1/8, or if you like 30.5 by 12.9 centimeters. And with a long side top you're going to score that, the same score lines as I made for the box. So I'll repeat the scoring. I've marked this edge to keep track of which side is the top and which side is the bottom. Now then, having done this scoring, I'm going to cut off a strip. So with the side I marked at the bottom, I'm going to cut off a 2-inch strip. And then I'm going to do some more scoring. So this is for the bottom of the box. So I'm putting this marked side down, and then I'm scoring at 1 1/8 inch. And for the top of the box, again, the marked side down, I'm going to score at 7/8 inch. And then at 2 5/8. So that's 1 2 3 4 5. And I'm going to show you how you can make the scallop. For the bottom piece, and This is from the Colour and Contour dies, by the way. Scalloped edge. The bottom piece you want your scallops to go that way, and the top piece you want the scallops to go that way. So in fact along the 7/8 of an inch edge. Now then, I'm putting this one here right up against the edge, slightly over, and then I'm sticking it down. And you can make this longer, I'll show you in a minute. First I'm going to run it through my die cut machine. And then you can put it against the cutting edge and there. And again I'm making sure that the top of these curves aligns with the edge of the Designer Series paper. And I'm running it, oh, there I moved it. Then I'm running it through again. Sometimes if you find that the plates won't go through, it helps if you stagger them a bit. You saw me do that. So first I had them on the same alignment, but it's better to have it one just a bit away from the edge, then it's easier for the two rollers to grip it. Then you can remove the die again, gently. And here you just cut away what you don't need, and it doesn't matter that here there's a bit which you didn't cut, because this is going to be cut away anyway. And it may happen that your die needs a bit of an extra cut in the middle. Now I'm going to repeat this with my top piece. So again, with the marked side there, I'm going to put the die on like this and then cut it twice. And now I'm going to attach my Designer Series paper to the box. So the wider part goes towards the top and you align it in this corner, and the bottom part goes there. And I'm using Tombow, the multi-purpose liquid glue, for this. I've left this to dry for about 5 minutes or so because you don't want the paper too wet. Then I'm going to fold all my score lines gently. And then I'm going to do the cutting, and I'm showing you my example. This is what I'm going to cut. So I'll start at the top this time and make this flap to fold over. So you cut up as far as the second score line, and you do this 4 times. Then you can wedge this one, and because the paper is just thicker now, the cutting may take a bit more work. Then I'm going to make these 2 flaps. So here I'm shortening it a bit, and then I'm wedging. And this one you cut away entirely, so along the score line, be brave and cut. This one again, I'm shortening about ½ an inch past that score line, I suppose it is. I mean, it's not an exact science. Okay, and I'm cutting off this frayed bit, that's better. And then I'm going to wedge the top of the flap. So you see, this is the top of the box. I'm going to make the bottom now. Here again, you wedge, and these two side flaps are wedged as well. I nearly spoiled my surprise for you, for the bonus idea at the end. So another wedge, and then you cut up straight, and I'll fold this flap back so you can see better, and then you wedge, and this one too you cut in at an angle. That's the cutting done. Oh, by the way, I'm going to put a photograph of this on my blog so you can have a longer look at it. Now I'm going to put on tear and tape. I hope you could see on camera with all the white paper where I put the tear and tape. So on the outside where the glue flap is, and on the inside, this is the back flap, 2 strips, and this is the front flap. You put the tear and tape down in a U shape, and then you can fold it over, remove the backing, and then you fold the box over again. Now here it doesn't quite align, but people will hardly notice, and it's easier now to stick your embellishments on. And I have made these flowers beforehand. I have a video on how you can make them, and I'll put a link to that later. So I'm going to put these on, and I'm using dimensionals to pop the flowers on, and then I'm using glue dots to tuck the leaves under the flowers. Now if you wanted, you could of course leave this box fold flat and adhere the bottom when you need it. For the purposes of this video I'm going to stick the bottom together, and it may be helpful if you put the top together first. Remember, the one with the 2 strips, that's the back flap, so I'm going to stick down that flap first. So I'm putting the side flaps in, and then you can't see anymore because the paper is a bit stiff, but I'm removing the backing so that the glue shows, and then I'm putting it on, making sure that these 2 edges align with the box, and then you can remove the backing here, and again making sure that you keep your box straight, you align the edges, and then you push down. And I've forgotten to add my brushed brass butterflies. Well, no problem, I can do it now. The same way that you can stick the flowers on when the box has been put together. It's just easier if you do it beforehand. So you can stick your hand in and then push down. So it does work like this. Now, isn't that very cute? I think it's cute, very cute. Now for the bonus idea that I promised you. While I was making this box, I wondered if it would be possible to make it with designer series paper only, and I tried it out for you, and you see it works. It's sturdy enough because the bottom and the top of course are reinforced because of the double layer of paper. So all you have to do then is exchange the basic white for some designer series paper and you have a really cute box. And if you want to, you can put a notch in there as well. It's not really necessary here. I thought it might be a nice look. Well, that's it for this week. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.